up on here. I do like this whole having the computer here because then it lights up and I don't have to put a light behind us.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, behind them.
Yeah, behind you guys so that we're lit up. Oh, so we were supposed to have rain. We're milking the sheep, so we'll be milking the sheep in the rain. And yesterday, so she's not to the point yet where she's like, "Ooh, you guys have good snacks, so I'm gonna come to you." So we still have to catch her. We had to play the catching game, which is no fun. And Kira went inside the barn and then tackled her, and it wouldn't have been a big deal except we literally had just gotten back from taking showers, and so
Okay, let's be honest. There was no real tackling. It was oh look, I'm dragging a human with me.
yeah.
It's like, stop moving.
Because she's the big sheep. She's like the big you. She's the strong one. I actually am so impressed with how well she's doing on the stanchion, too. Like, she's... Yesterday morning when we milked her, she was, like, eating her snacks and all happy about it. No big deal, and who cares? And she's never been on the stanchion before. Yesterday evening, she wasn't eating, we still have to, like, put her up there. So we've got to figure that out. But we got a week of good weather, and so that's going to be one of the extra things that we figure out, is getting some type of setup where I can get her onto the stanchion by myself.
Yeah, because the concept of jump is not.
No, she hasn't. She hasn't, like, figured that one out yet. I did see this setup that a lady had that I really, really liked. And so she had her barn stall. And then, so you have the doorway going out of the barn stall. Like, this part of it, there were 2 gates. And then she could shut this gate and open this gate. And they had to go up on the stanchion. And then they would back down and they could get let out off the stanchion into the pasture, or she could just open the other gate and they could run out into the pasture. So what she ended up doing was she would let the babies out into the big pen, and then the mamas were pinned away at night away from them, and then they would have to go up on, and they had a ramp. So they'd go right up this little ramp onto the stanchion, get some snacks, she would milk them, she'd open the gate, let them into the pasture. And I was like, I love that. Because they want to run out. They want to run out of a pen. That they're like, ooh, okay, they're not as fun as alpacas when you open a gate. You could have, okay, this is so funny. So alpacas are like, what? A gate? That must be the gate to heaven. And they literally, it could be in the middle of the field with no fence to it. And you open a gate and they will walk through it.
Repeatedly.
They're like, this is the best thing ever. You gave us a gate.
Yeah, that and when you have to fill waters up and it's hot in summer and they're like,
yeah, they love to play in the water. But, hi, Susan.
She had a sprinkler, the one that went and they would run through that and play with it.
Is it Jean River? Is that Jean River Homestead? Hello, Vicky. Hello, KJ. Hello, hello, Anna. Who else is here? Who else did I miss?
And to let you know, KJ, my trip went pretty awesome. This visit, I finally got to see my brother after 10 years. And then I got to see Dylan.
No, that's you're at home. They're talking about the bachelorette party.
Oh.
I was like, wait a minute. She didn't go on a trip.
No. It was awesome. We played arcade games. I had one drink and it tasted terrible. I was displeased with it. My expectations were apparently too high. It was supposed to be a mana potion, which was an energy drink of mixes and stuff. And I drank it and I was like, it saddens me. My expectations were like way up here apparently. Because I let my cousin and my...
and her friend.
And her friend try it, and she's like, they're both like, it's not bad. I was like, yes, but I think the anticipation of something a little more grander was kind of played in my head. And they go, okay, I can see that. Like, what was this called? And I showed them. They're like, okay, we can see where the expectations come from. Because what nerd does not want a really cool looking mana potion drink?
Yeah.
So it was super fun. We played.
Dawn.
Yeah, we played so many arcade games. We played Mario Kart, and that was awesome. I also got.
Were you in an actual cart, or was it the virtual? Because it was a virtual room, right?
We did VR escape room, and we had to escape a mansion.
Okay, which in my mind is like just an escape room. I didn't understand the VR part of it until like way later. Because I was like, there's no way I could do that. Well, I could do the one you stick on your face and do, but I was like, being trapped in a room, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Which was because the building is laid out where the VR people are in a little square area, so people can't come in when you're VRing, and that way you can't walk off.
Why you just run into a wall?
Pretty much.
Hilarious.
Yes. Like, if that was the case, Aunt Heather would have had fun with it.
Anna, did you try the door? Usually I leave by the door. Okay, Anna, you know what we're talking about, those escape rooms where they trap you in and you don't know how to get out, and you have to do something special to get the key to actually unlock the door?
Yeah, you have to do a variety of puzzles. We had to fight a giant leech the first round, and then we had to fight a giant leech with legs that killed you when you made a sound. That one sucks.
So this was what she was telling me, and in my head I'm going, they're trapped in a room, and then they released a leech? Like, the virtual reality room thing was not, it was never said virtual reality. It was VR, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I didn't even think to ask, because I was like, whatever, it's an escape room. I know what those are. Who decarbonates their drinks? I do. I can't stand it.
I would love to try an in-body person escape room. I hear they're like really fun.
Hard no for me. Hard no. Someone would get hurt. It's a hard no.
Yeah, I don't mind enclosed spaces, so I think I'd do fine. Probably not with the puzzles. I'm so with puzzles.
I mean, I think I would like the puzzles. I know that I don't do well being trapped anymore. I mean, way before I developed PTSD, I would be fine with that. But now I'm like, yeah. If I think I'm trapped, it's like, no.
Out of all 3 rounds...
KJ says, no escape room coupons for Heather. Got you. Yeah, no.
I will take those coupons. But the first round of the game, I think, was the most annoying because you're walking through a bunch of sludgy water and there's a giant leech in the water, and you're just like, how do we get this other, like, gear thing to get it? You have to throw a leech.
You have to pick it up and throw it?
Yes.
What if it sucks onto you and then you're like, and it's a giant leech, so...
You die.
You die.
You have to start over.
Vicky loves carbonation, so I might be driving you... I hate carbonation. And, like, I wish these came carbonated or uncarbonated. This is my little treat that I get when we go out, when we go into Walmart. I get these little flavored waters, but I can't with the carbonation.
I'm with you. I like the carbonation.
She loves it. It kills her that I do this. Just like, I just do not.
It's like, the moment, like, my drinks get, like, they lose their carbonation, I'll dump them. It's like, no, it's gross now.
Yeah, I decarbonate mine. I love them. I'll even drink flat soda. Like, remember when you first met me and I got like flat soda and you were like, bleh, bleh.
Oh no, there wasn't any visual. It was a whole bunch.
What's
of
wrong with you?
Yeah. I didn't think I could.
Yeah, the peach flavor's my favorite. The other one that I like is the orange creamsicle. That's the other one. But those only come out for a certain amount of time every year. They don't stay all this time.
Only in Walmart. They get sold at Safeway.
That's right. We did go have sushi today. Well,
she had sushi.
I did, which is really funny because I'm not the one obsessed with it. I was like, hey, because we had to go run errands, and I was like, why don't I pull into Safeway, because I was really hungry, and we can just have sushi today, and then we're not going to really be leaving the rest of the week the house, so this is our last errand, and then...
I love sushi, but the ones I wanted were too expensive and were budgeting, so I didn't go after that. I went for a $5 shrimp and crab meat thing, so that's what I did.
See, Anna likes the creamsicle ones too, and now she wants sushi. You're welcome.
I want sushi. I just wish fish was more filling, because we were in the truck and I was just like, I'm so hungry. She goes, if I've eaten what you just ate, I would have been full for a whole day.
All day, I'd be full.
I looked at it and I was like, that's a snack.
Okay, so you guys, I was watching this podcast with Jordan Peterson's wife, and I cannot remember her name. Does anybody remember her name? She has lupus. She has like a bunch of different things, but lupus is one of them. She's like, actually, I want street tacos right now. I had a dream about them last night. Street tacos are good. So anyway, Jordan Peterson's wife, she has lupus. She has some other things. She has quite a few things going on with her, but she's also menopausal, premenopausal, because she's like 52 or 53. She only eats lamb meat, literally. She does a carnivore diet, or I guess it's called the Lion's diet, where you eat nothing but meat. So like, she doesn't even do butter or cheese or eggs or any of that. It is literally lamb meat only. And she has gotten rid of all of her menopausal symptoms. She didn't say anything about like the hormonal fluctuation. But as far as like the hip pain, the joint pain, she had a issue with her shoulders. Remember, I've kind of been complaining about my shoulders and that they hurt, and it's like almost a ligament thing. She had that, and it has gotten rid of all of those things. I don't want to say cured, because if she was cured, she could go back to eating whatever and she'd be fine, but she cannot. So they actually, when they travel, they bring lamb, because it has to be grass-fed lamb, and they bring it with them, and she asks chefs to cook it for her. But she is on 0 medications, 0 anything. She has no joint pain, no nothing. I encourage you guys, if you haven't seen that video and you're interested in it, to look it up. I was pretty like blown away, because she actually, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with her, and she was in the hospital, and the doctors basically told her husband and daughter that she was probably just gonna die, and then they started this. It was really pretty cool. Yeah, she eats a lot of lamb, and Michaela eats a lot of lamb and a lot of steak. And she's the one that started this big thing into the carnivore diet, healing your issues. So I just thought it was really pretty interesting, because she actually has been diagnosed with lupus, and then she's my age, so she has issues and symptoms that I have, also, that I'm dealing with also. The shoulder thing was what kind of, well, one, the lupus, but the shoulder thing was something that, okay, but I got lots of issues, was something that got me, because I'm like, why do I all of a sudden, well, I was thinking my shoulder issues were from all the building and lifting heavy things and all of those things. And my physical therapist through the VA said, yeah, that's normal for your age. And you know that you're not going to be able to continue to live this lifestyle, because your body's not going to let you. And that was 4 years ago, because I hurt my shoulder. My shoulder started hurting a year in to me living here. And they have hurt this whole time. And so it's really interesting to me that the lamb diet only. Now, I do feel like that would be really, really boring. And it wouldn't take very long for it to get really boring. And you would have to, like...
She'd have to be like me to actually not get bored with it, because if I had it my way, cow would be all I ate.
Then why don't you do that at your dad's? Hold on, I have to have a mom moment here.
Because I can't cook. And the oven caught fire last time. The moment I tried to cook, the oven caught fire.
Did you guys ever check on to see if you could get somebody to come in and cook for you?
We both completely forgot.
Forgot it, yeah.
Dad says the P in his name stands for procrastination.
I believe that.
I was like, does that make you king at this? He goes, yes.
Anna says, I don't agree with that. It's got to be some kind of inflammation, which we can fix. Doctors are lazy. Absolutely. Yeah. Or that the other thing is they were talking about surgery, having surgery on my shoulders. And I'm wondering, like with your dad and his issue that he's having, if going on the carnivore would help it.
Yeah. He's hoping to do that while I'm gone, so that way he can roll into it.
Good morning, Dreams and Vision.
So, because he had an appointment to get his shoulder surgery, but they canceled on him because someone dropped the ball.
But the thing is if he could heal it with food, he wouldn't have to have the surgery.
Oh, he has to have the surgery.
You don't know if he could heal it with food. He hasn't tried to heal it with food. If he changed his diet, all the inflammation may go away. That's what I'm talking about.
I thought it was because some things twisted when they were reconnecting. They had to go back in and cut it up.
He already had a surgery on it?
He was going to, but they canceled on him because they said he was having a heart attack.
So he hasn't had a surgery on it. So it could just be inflammation.
Could be.
Hi, Jag. Hi, Judy. He needs lots of junk food, right? Yes, he eats lots of processed food,
Pasta.
lots of junk food,
Lots
of
pasta.
carbs.
He loves spaghetti.
Yeah.
Well, not the white sauce. I think he likes the white sauce. No, he likes spaghetti and tomato juice. Like, he gets the...
That is actually... every single Italian just rolled over in their grave. But that is actually a Southern thing. And they use, like, V8 juice, tomato juice, instead of spaghetti sauce, which is... you should go to jail.
Yeah. I learned that he's not big on spaghetti sauce. He'll eat it, but he's not big on it. He does like white sauce and Alfredo. So
I mean Anna, with what you're talking about, some things do need surgery. That's legit. But if you don't even try to fix your inflammation issue, then how do you really know? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Where I really want to... I have 3 lambs. Well, if the one isn't pregnant, then she's going to be processed because she's wild crazy, and I don't want to keep her. So I have 3 that will be processed, and once they're processed, that is all I'm going to eat to see if it fixes me. What it fixes, how much it fixes. Because I've got the shoulder thing, I've got the lupus. Okay, they're not calling it lupus, but I have a lot of lupus symptoms. I have the hip joint, my hips hurt. Like, there's times that I get up and I have a really difficult time walking.
And this was before the sheet.
Yeah. I got headbutted yesterday in my hiney, and he literally hit me hard enough that he bruised me. And so even just sitting down hurts. Reading the ingredients on processed foods is scary. That's Jag. It absolutely is. So hearing her talk about her journey and the fact that she is so hardcore on it that she has a bunch of people that hunt down breeders or people who are growing out sheep that are grass-fed only, because you don't want the grain-fed meat. It needs to be grass-fed. That when they travel, they have a cooler that they carry the meat with them so that it can then be cooked wherever she's at. She's like, when we go into restaurants, we call ahead and we ask if the chef would be willing to cook the meat that they bring in. I mean, that's some dedication there. That's some hardcore dedication. What are you laughing about?
AJ.
Headbutting in the butt is a volunteer for processing. It is. And guess who it is? Guess who it is? Charlie. Charlie's been pushing his luck. He has been very lucky that it's been rainy, and I don't mind processing goat in the rain or sprinkling or wet because their hide doesn't get soaked down. But that wool holds on to and weighs so much that it is really difficult to move the animal around. And cut the hide off.
Yeah.
So we've been waiting. So actually tomorrow night is his due date. Is when we were looking at the weather.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with because it's like nice not to have to walk in there and keep looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, and he'll come out of nowhere. He will come out of nowhere, and because you're focused on the other animal, you don't see him, and he gets you. He's got me in the hip from the side and like literally moved me. And I mean, we all know I'm not a lightweight, and he will hit and just move me completely over.
Yeah. I was like, this is one of the reasons I don't like sheep. They stab you in the back. At least the goats have the decency to do it into the front.
Yeah, they're like, I take you. They're like all straight up, I take you.
No, she played dirty and get you in the back.
Yeah, he ain't playing around. So it'll be nice to get him and Bojangles gone. Those are the two. So, or did we decide Saturday night and Sunday night? Those were the nicest days. The coolest evening and night times.
Yeah.
We're in like 34, 35.
Yeah, and then Monday we'd have to
we'd
hurry
be processing
along with the processing.
Yeah, because it's gonna be 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested. I'm looking forward to the processing because I kind of want to try sheep. My mom makes sheep. It was terrible. So I'm hoping that when she makes sheep, it's going to be, like, good.
It's been a long time since I've made lamb that's not, like, ground up into gyros. Like, that's usually the way I make what I do with it, which is fine because you're allowed to eat herbs and such. Look at Justin. He's like, oh, I want to get out now. I'm done guarding my food. So I'll definitely grind up a bunch because that's, to me, a really easy way to have it. And then Jen had made some really amazing lamb burgers at her house for her birthday that were amazing. So, and it's out of the same herd, so the flavor of the meat, which this herd actually comes from my original herd there in Washington that I had. So good. Super mild, not really goaty. Hi, Danielle. How are your goats doing? So not like a harsh flavor or anything like that, but so I'm really excited to try that out. And most likely what'll happen is I will basically be eating lamb and maybe some of the moose. Because the moose is all grass-fed too, so I feel like it should be fine.
The moose tastes so different from cow. Like, when we first tried it, I was like, this is good, but it's so weird.
Interesting, because I thought it was the same. It tastes very similar.
No.
Other than the fact that there's zero fat in it.
Yeah, there was zero fat, and I think because cows get grain from their farmers and stuff, so I think because this thing was nothing but wildlife, it was like, the difference is so weird.
That's funny, I guess because I compare it to grass-fed beef. And that's what I've told people. It tastes exactly like grass-fed beef. Anna, it is not oily at all.
Surprisingly, bear is
very oily. Moose is very lean. And so kind of what I've done is I take the moose and I mix it with some fattier beef because then it adds the fat to the meat, so it's a little
I like it when she makes it into the smash burgers, because then you really can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best.
I'm kind of interested to try like a chunk of the moose and then a chunk of the cow next to one another to see if it was just in my head or if there was.
Well, you would have to have some grass-fed beef to compare it. You couldn't compare it with anything that was fed grain.
Yeah. Anything at the stores was fed grain.
Right. Yeah, it's really good, Anna. I think it's really, really good. I would be interested in like having some elk and in the freezer, and obviously if you ever got another moose, that would be really good.
My favorite shark.
The shark is good. I made came with some shark, and then it sat in the freezer for like a year and a half. And then I pulled it out and was like, "Hey, this is your shark. We should cook it." And so we made
Shark's fish
fish sticks with it, and it was literally the best.
They were like the best fish sticks ever. It was just
They were so good. Vicky, I agree. Elk is one of my favorites. I really like elk. So, but the lamb I can do. I am going to be buying 3 baby sheep from my friend Jen, who I have gotten all the sheep from. So I told her that I wanted 3. So I will have, 4 to go into the freezer in the fall. And I just kind of got to figure out how many I need for the season. Because if eating the lamb gets rid of my shoulder pain and my hip pain and like all of those things, I'd be willing to pretty much stay on that.
Oh, because we only told the members only. Guess what we found out? Apparently, lamb is year and younger, and mutton is older. So
Over a year and over.
Yeah. So I literally thought it was like a gender thing, or like a reversed too. I was like, huh.
So yeah, so if they're selling you something and they say it's mutton, that means it's 1 year and older. And that's a little bit tougher and usually has a little bit more lamb flavor to it. If it says lamb, then it's 12 months or younger. So it's younger than 12 months. And that has a tendency to be more tender. And
I do admit lamb does taste good. I like how soft it is. But
hey, knock it off.
wrong door. But I do
Go outside, Chloe.
I do think older sheep is what Mom cooks. That probably could have made a difference too.
I think a lot of it has to do with how it's processed. I mean, definitely the oh, Danielle, that's awesome. She said if they get an elk this fall, I'll get a couple packages to you. So I got a question. So I'm a disabled veteran. You guys could take me out hunting. I don't know what that. I guess that just means you get to hunt again for it. I'm not sure.
I just realized a good way to get Dad here is if we can get you an elk pass.
We've already talked to him about that, and he said it's too far. We brought that up already once to him.
We did that with the turkeys. Because we enticed him with the turkeys. But he did say he's always wanted to go elk hunting. He's gone elk hunting with others, but I figured that'd be cool.
Yeah, elk is amazing. It's one of my favorites. This moose is really good. It's really good. Now, I cut it all into chunks and really cut all the fat off of it, so it is like pure meat. It's really good. And I'm going to do some of the kebabs on the grill, so season them, marinate them, and then do them on the grill and see how I like those done. But so far, when I've tried to sear the little squares on the pan inside, it's gotten it really tough, and I didn't like it.
And
so
it's chewy.
Yeah, and it's real chewy. So I'm gonna try it on the grill to see. Otherwise, we just grind it all up and make smash burgers out of it. So
I learned when I was at Dad's, I'm not a big roast person. I like the meat flavor. Like when you put it in a roast, it gets all the way cooked through, and it's like burger. I like burgers, but they have to still be right in the middle.
which I cook them all the way through. That's what the smash burgers are.
Yeah,
cooked all the way
which
through,
I don't mind smash burgers when they're cooked all through because the crispy sides and the flavor you get from it is so much better.
And
Roast just
cheese. Yeah,
that
roast
too.
is to me a roast is really dry, which is odd because you're
It's soaking in its juice.
soaking in all the juice and stuff, but it is really kind of dry. But
I feel like it loses flavor.
I've never done a lot. I agree. I concur with that. I've done a lot of where we've done a brisket. And am I yelling?
No, we're gonna have to do a better job at your concurring face.
Oh.
I concur.
I have to pose when I say I concur.
Because it's a fancy word. You have to pose for fancy words.
Listen, I think it's hilarious because I taught concur, the definition of concur, to my son when he was like 6 years old. And now Liam says it. And it's hilarious to me because I'm like, that's so funny. It got passed down. So Liam's like, I concur. And I giggle like every time.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
But we will work on that.
So what was I talking about?
About the roast.
So I would do briskets, and then I would do pulled pork and pulled chicken. Those were kind of the three. We do barbecue pork, barbecue chicken sandwiches. Meat that I kept in my refrigerator all the time, growing a young man, and you know they eat like a ton. They eat as much as her. Y'all are making me hungry. I know. How'd we get on this food topic? Dang. I started straight out because I watched this thing with her yesterday, and I was very excited about it. So, but we'll get off the food topic here for a little bit. Does anybody have any questions first off, so that I can make sure I answer those? We have been working on the bunny area, the old bunny rabbit colony area. We've got that all cleaned up. I have actually learned how to use the skid steer so that I can level out the ground and not kill myself in the skid steer. Okay, so I don't like being jostled at all. Like, that's a thing for me. And so I get in the skid steer and I get jostled and then I panic and I'm like, I'm done, I want out.
Like she doesn't go on roller coasters.
I actually do go on roller coasters. So I just don't when my grandchildren have to stand by themselves downstairs, down at the base. So that's why I didn't go on.
Not where I was thinking with that, but okay.
Anyway, so I was talking to my son and he gave me some tips and then I did it and I'm really pretty proud of myself on how well it turned out. And I just feel like this year, because the skid steer is going to be up here basically all the time, so I should be able to get a lot of the ground flattened out and cleaned up, so we will have dust issue.
And we will have those surprise, like, I took the tractor. Here's like, wait, what? You said it was staying.
Yeah, sometimes he uses it and then it's gone and I'm like, where is it? But so I'm gonna have to think about some seed to spread out that grows in the shade and such. So I'm really excited about that. But I ordered the plans for the chicken coop because I'm assuming everybody that's here likes me enough to watch today's video that went out, which is the baby chicks hatching, and they are so cute. But chickens do this thing, a lot of animals do it, but baby chicks take death naps. And so you look over there and they look like they're dead. And then you panic and then you tap on the thing and they're like, what? You know, they come to.
They have groggy hair.
They're little drunken sailors in there. So funny. Yeah, so I'm really excited about the chicken coop. It is the one, Anna, that I told you I wanted to do. So I bought those plans. And what we're going to do is, because it has a materials list, we're going to go through all of the lumber that's on the property and try to get all the lumber for that build. I already have the metal. I do need the actual chicken wire or hard wire for it, the hardware wire. So that's kind of an expensive little thing there.
She also wants to know about
And
the rabbits.
Screws. Where did you move the bunnies? So the bunnies have been running loose. Remember, they kind of just got out of the colony and they've all been running around loose. We have been, we've been catching babies. We have 6 babies now that we've caught that are just in a smaller cage. So we're going to be working on a grow out pen for them. The hardware cloth. That's how much is hardware cloth does it take? It's a big coop. So, because if you think about it here in the wintertime, they have to be confined. One, because they definitely turn into prey. And so it's a pretty, I don't know exactly how much, but it's a lot because it's a big, the run itself is fairly big. Now I'm going to do the lower 2 feet on the chicken run in metal. Because I saw someone that did that and I really liked how that looked. And then the hardware cloth up above it. So there's that.
Read what KJ said.
And I'm not to that yet. So we were talking about the rabbits. So right now I have a rabbit pen that I overwintered the rabbits in. I've shown it a little bit in some videos when I go out there to feed and such. So those guys are still in there and I need to rebuild some of those. So basically the colony was empty because they would go in that area and they had made some nests underground, but you got to make the decision that I got to get this done and it is what it is. So that's kind of a bummer, but like I said, you just got to make that choice and go for it or you'll never get it done.
And there's more than likely a good chance that they just exit out the back.
Yeah, because there is another spot that they could do. So KJ says, hey, being a baby chick is hard work. It is. They have to be born, and that's hard pecking their way out of the shell. Then they have to peep all the time and look cute. That takes energy. It's very true. And these guys are stupid cute.
You really are.
Silky baby chickens are so cute. They're so fluffy. And they got little
weird bumps on their head.
Little bump feathers on the top of their head. So they'll have like, oh, they're so cute. And I had 100%. Well, okay, so I bought 24 eggs. One of them stopped developing right after 7 days when we did the first one. So that one I pulled. But the remaining 23 all hatched. They're little tribbles. So yeah, it does take a lot of hardware cloth and that's going to be an expense, but the fact that I basically won't have to pay for the lumber, I will need screws, I've already got the metal. So there are some really big ticket items that I already have and that's fantastic. So, and I don't think I'll use like the T11 siding on it. I think I'll just get plywood and I'll either stain it or I'll paint it. Because I can't believe how much the T11, I think that's what it is, the T11 costs now. It's like $45 a sheet. And I need like, I think 10 sheets. Because I think the inside chicken area is an 8x8. I could be wrong about that.
What about pineapples and coconuts?
Pineapple coconut is really good also. Jean, that's random. We don't know where you're coming from with that. You got to give us more. I'm not sure we were all in that conversation.
Don't worry, I do that all the time. Like, we had to help her daughter-in-law save a pig, and she calls me because her phone was in the truck and we're at the Y. So she calls me and I go, yeah? And after the whole phone call, and Heather goes, what happened? I was like, something about a water trough and being stuck.
The water trough is stuck, and I'm like,
I thought I said
oh, okay, well, we don't have to hurry home. I can help, but it's odd. Okay, why is she moving the water trough? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. And so then I went ahead and called her, and I was like, what's going on? She's like, my pig is stuck in the water bucket. So it's a 55-gallon drum, and it fell over, and the pig got in there and stuck in there, and there was water in it. So I'm like, can it keep its head above water? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, there is we are going 11 miles an hour on the road right now because it's a traffic thing, but we are headed that direction. And then Kira and I got there and we spun the thing around and dumped the pig out, but you couldn't have done that one person. So she was like she had the extension cord brought over. She was like, we're going to cut this pig out with a circular saw, and then we'd already gotten it out.
Yes, coconut is a fruit.
Yes. Easter fruit. Is coconut a fruit?
But it's super funny because after she hung up when we were still on our way there, she goes, "Why didn't you tell me the pig was in the water truck?"
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, all I could have done was panic more. It's not like I could get there any faster than what we were already getting there.
And I thought I said it out loud when we were in the Y, and I was just like, I think the pig was stuck in a water trough. Something about stuck in a water trough.
Yeah.
She goes, "What does your brain do when you do that?" I was like,
what happens when it goes in here and then gets in there and bounces around and then comes out? Like, what is the process of that?
I'm pretty sure, like, at one point it goes,
yeah.
And then back to life.
Technically, it's a droop like a peach. I have something on my, there we go.
Oh, that's cool. Didn't know that about coconuts.
Interesting.
And coconut's really good.
So I'm really excited about the baby chicks. And the next thing is the chicken coop. Don't. And so we've got the chicken coop, and then we've got the rabbit grow out pens that have to be done.
That's not fair. You got it like right there.
And the sheep that have to be processed. And then I think we're bouncing to the actual barn. I think by that time frame, so I'm thinking June is when we'll be working on the goat and sheep barn. And then I'll be able to make, so I did see another stanchion that somebody did off of their barn, and it was like one big long, they were milking 6 animals, and so they basically had like one big deck area, and then they had all the little head locks. So the sheep would walk up on there, and they would stick their head in the headlock. They'd lock them in. They could start eating grain, and then they milked them from behind with the machine, because it goes really fast. With the machine, it actually goes really fast. You're completely done milking in like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that one. I was like so against using the machine. Just like, no, I'm gonna break it, and it's gonna be my fault. I'm just gonna hand milk. And she goes, "Just do this," and I was like, "Okay," and I did it. And like 5 minutes later, I come back in. I was like,
you're like, why have I never done that? That was amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it, when I'm up to how many milkers that I want 4 ewes, because that'll give me 8 freezer lambs. And so that's 4 sheep being milked and 4 goats being milked. So that's 8 animals.
Yeah.
To have them walk up on a thing, and then they get to eat the amount of grain that they need. Because that's the issue when you're using the machine, you milk them so fast that they don't have time to eat the amount of food that they need to eat.
And the best part is if we can get every sheep trained, that they can go up there for when we need to shear and we don't have to bend over.
Yes, that's true too.
So even the male sheep will be like, "Woo!"
Well, I mean, and then yeah, because the boys actually get really heavy, so it's really can be really hard to get them, lift them up onto something.
Yeah.
But yeah, having them on that's another thing. This week we're shearing this week. So we're busy this week. We have a whole week of good weather. We have a couple of days of some sprinkles. I know one of them it's at night, not during the day. And then the other one's during the day, and I can't remember which day it is. But so we have a really busy week.
Yay, schedules.
And I'm filming like 3 to 4 different videos at one time right now. So this egg one, it took 22 days for that one, actually 23 days for that one to be filmed. The one that I just released today. And then I have one on all the things that I've learned about sheep. I have one that all the things I've learned about the goats, why they're good for homestead. And then the Coon pigs. So, there's 3 more. And then whatever project we're doing. So Yeah.
We're gonna interview my pigs.
How does it feel living here on Cubby Can Farms? Boink, 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 boink.
And they're chatty, so
They're so. I think that's the one thing I would have to say about Koonie Coons, maybe versus all the other pigs, is because they're so gentle, you interact with them a lot and you pet them a lot. Like, you can't go out there and not pet those pigs.
Yeah,
like,
unless it's feeding time. Don't go around Big Pig. Big Pig will try to cut you.
Yeah, he did try to cut me.
So, we're going to work on that.
But, well, I mean, sometimes it's just management. You need to know what to do and what not to do. We had fed, and then we were catching the sheep to be milked. And
I fed them pizza. That's what happened.
oh, that's right.
I had brought pizza back from my thing, and
I was inside the pen.
yeah, because I couldn't get to them because the goats were all being ding dongs. So I was like, but they won't mess with Big Pig. They'll mess with the girls, but they won't mess with Big Pig. Big Pig's like, I'm gonna go, and they're like, no.
Well, because he's pretty aggressive, always has been, even with the other animals.
Yeah.
Where the girls are just like, they kind of, oh, you bumped me, I'm going away.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave the area.
You bump him, and he's like, I'll take you.
Yeah, he's not like super aggressive, but he's big, and he does have his tusks, and he knows that he has the tusks and that he can use them.
So we'll have to work into that because I don't want her sheep or goats getting hurt.
Well, this year, here in the next, they'll be separated. They're never going to be together again. So there's that.
Yeah.
Jag says, I thought a whole week of good weather was non-existent, especially in the spring, right?
If you go to Kentucky, it is. It sucks.
Yeah.
Dad loves it because he's like, I'm going fishing. It's like, you had that.
I'm excited because we're under 60 degrees. Okay, so another reason why I think it's lupus. Where's Mary? Is she on here? Because she's been the one that's been telling me if it's also a rheumatoid arthritis issue.
Oh, y'all accent free, Mary.
We were out the other day and we were basically in the shade. There was very little times when I actually went into a section that was sun, full sun. It was mostly shade. And I had long sleeves on and long pants on, and my skin felt like I had gotten a sunburn. So it really hurt. But it was not red. It was not sunburned, but it felt like it was sunburned. And it was like that the rest of the night.
Yeah, her face was a bit smidge sunburned.
My face, my face was out in the sun.
But she had long sleeves on everywhere.
Long sleeves, long pants, and we were basically not in the sun. It was I would say maybe the entire time we were out there, maybe 15 minutes was in full sun. The rest of it was in shade. And I still got that issue. That's a lupus issue. I don't know if that's an RA issue. I think it's just a lupus issue. What are you grinning over there for? It's like you wanted to say something.
I did. I just thought of the perfect pose we can make for like when we say the word concur.
Oh no, what?
We should get bubble pipes.
We don't have time for that. Like, that's so much. Hold on. Hold on in the middle of my sentence.
Bubble pipes.
It would be funny, though.
You know what that means?
It's going to happen.
She said it. She was fun.
I said it would be funny. So, little issue with that. I do see the rheumatoid doctor, which I think that's how you say it. I don't know. The RA doctor. Next month on the 7th. And so I see her in person finally, the new doctor, and I get to discuss all of these things with her. But I also talked to somebody that said if you spend a lot of time in the sun in the summertime, you will pay for it in pain all winter long, which I feel like is what happened this last winter to me. Part of the thing. Then coming off that medication. That caused a lot of problems. So, all right, you guys aren't very chatty. Nobody had any questions? Make sure if you have a question, you chunk that out there. We are obviously still, we have the goal of finishing the house. We're trying to get the carport, the new carport up with rheumatoid. Yeah, yeah, that Danielle. We'll get you a protective suit. Would need AC though. Yeah, that would be fun. I am going to get a hat that has a thing along the back with a big floppy hat, big floppy garden hat that has a thing on the back. How are the baby chicks doing? They're doing great. So they are their first whole day in the big container now, because I did have to pull them back out of that and put them in the incubator because they got cold. So now we have the fireplace going. They're directly across from that on top of the counter. And so that's the warmest space. Because you think about it, it was like almost 100 degrees in there. And going from that kind of Arizona heat to 75 in here, that was too chilly for them. So got them all warmed back up and then set that up right across from the fire, and we'll keep the fire going quite a bit tonight, into the night. We'll keep the propane on, which we have not been doing, and hopefully they'll do fine overnight tonight. But yeah, I'm going to be the floppy hat girl from here on out. I'm going to need big floppy hats that keep me shaded. Because literally the part that I was in the sun was going from like part A to part B, from one shade section to another shade section, and you had to cross a sunny section to get to that. That was when I was actually in the sun.
Now we know how adventures start.
Right? And I got a bunch of gardening stuff to do. That's all in the sun. Like, there's like a lot of stuff that's got to get done that's not in a shaded area. So I did find 100% cotton long sleeve button up front shirt. Of course, it's in yellow, which is not my color, so that looks horrible. So I may actually get something to dye it, like green would be good.
If that's the case, just walk through the woods. You'll come out green eventually.
So I'm gonna dye it, and it's a thick cotton, so it's a little hot to be in. But hopefully that'll help. Yeah, it is a banana shirt too. Like it's a banana. That's exactly what it is, KJ. It's banana. I could get little patches of bananas and put it on there.
I would totally want you to wear that.
Anna, oh, yellow is bad color for us all us pale girls. Yeah. Well, I'm a spring, and when who here has been like color coded, where they've actually draped you and done your colors? Because I am actually a spring, which means I can wear spring colors and winter colors. And yellow doesn't look as bad on me as it does some people, but it is not my favorite color. Just like embrace it and get a Chiquita sticker. That's funny.
Yeah. Good news.
The cats are being good with the chickens because I don't think they've been spending a lot of time outside. They come in and out. And so they can't get into it. But I do need to... Right now I just have the top of it that's covered, but it's kind of offset. So I've got to cut that and put the chicken wire on so that it's all chicken wire.
I just realized something cool. Her cat might be pregnant.
Shh. Needless to say, we didn't get her to the vets. So KJ's right. We're going to have 1 million cats here.
Pray that she is.
She's so excited about it. She's like, and I'm like, no, please tell me you just ate a rabbit.
Which is a possibility.
KJ, I called it.
Babies! I'm so excited. There's going to be baby kittens. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, when did you guys stop acting like hussies?
Well, the other two seem
I have
to be
not
fine.
seen a male cat anywhere around here either.
Yeah.
Has she stopped whining? Yes.
Oh, before I forget.
Yes, she has.
I found our pipes.
Kira, I am not 5.
Relive your youth, woman.
No. No, it wasn't fun the first time around. I'm not doing it again. Shanna. So, if anybody would like a kitten, I'm sure we're going to have some. I'm not having 20 cats here, girl.
Yeah. I'm still working on my dad on getting a second one.
Mary says, Heather, get you some of those long sleeve fish shirts. The male cats come from miles away. Half a dozen, Jag said. Yeah, they do definitely travel. So Mary, does the skin sensitivity to the sun happen with RA too, like it does? Because when you're reading about lupus, that's what they talk about, is the real heavy sensitivity to sun, which I definitely have now. I did not before. I was in the Texas. I was a Texas girl in my little tank tops, getting as much sun as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Cannot do that now. Oh, Mary says yes. So it could still just be RA. Listen, I don't want lupus. I'd like to keep my organs. So, but we're definitely gonna try out this lamb thing. I'm actually really excited about it.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's as filling as cow. That is the one.
I may not share it with you.
Okay,
You just need to know. I'll let you try it.
I'll try it.
But if it's gonna heal me and all of my issues, I ain't sharing it because I've only got 3 sheep.
That's totally fine.
It's 180. Basically, it's about a little under 180 pounds of meat.
I will go hunt a cow. I don't know how, but I'll do it. Because I like
from
cow.
the grocery store.
That makes more sense.
So, but I mean, I literally cannot afford lamb in the grocery store. Have you guys priced that out? It's insane. I was thinking about doing a video on trying to price out at the grocery store a whole lamb. So I'm going to go in there with my camera and take pictures of all the lamb that they have for sale and figure out how much that is in an actual sheep, one actual sheep, and price out how much they're selling it for at the store versus growing it on yourself.
Yeah. I just realized something. She is a whiz, or a wizard, or whatever. She could make me something I just thought of would be a good idea. So you remember how we were on our way and we're like getting like munchies and like we were saying how much we crave something, but in like the flavor or something?
Uh-huh.
We should turn that into gum.
Gum?
Yes.
Beef gum? Beef
Yes.
flavored gum?
Yes. It would be amazing. I would never need any other gum.
That's so funny. I do think that I'm going to, I need a tabletop dehydrator. I have a big giant dehydrator in storage. But if I had a tabletop one, then I could make her jerky because she loves jerky.
I will not share my jerky.
So I can make her some jerky. I don't eat jerky because I get dehydrated really easily, so I don't need help with that. So I could just like for the month, I could make her some jerky for the month, and then there's, you know, the meat in the refrigerator and such. And I could make her jerky and send it to her since her dad's not going to cook for her. You got to get someone to cook for you there. I may end up sending the air fryer with you though.
Yay!
To your dad's, because you could do that. You could learn how to use it here, and then it could go home with you. We could ship it.
Yeah, I would totally try to use an air fryer, especially if it's not going to fry my face. She makes fried chicken; it's really good, or chicken wings, and I'm in there like this.
She won't even go in the kitchen. She's like, no, it's popping. It'll get me.
Yeah, she tried.
Okay, so Mary says, wear those shirts. They'll keep you cool. Walmart in sports depth runs sales on them. Okay.
Yeah, she tried to teach me how to make the smash burgers, and she was like, push it down. I was like, okay. It would make noise. I was like, no.
Hers was really fat. I was like, no, you gotta smash it. You gotta be smashed.
I was having issues. I was like,
and where I put it on there as a ball, and then I squish it with my fingers until it's like all down, and then I smash it with the actual spatula. But usually I wait to when I flip it, then I smash it again with the spatula because they're thin, and then you put cheese in the middle and you stack them on top of each other. So
Yeah,
good.
but the moment it started making noise with the sizzling, I was like, nope, I'm out. Nope, it bites.
Anna says it might be cheaper to buy her one for her dad's instead of shipping it. Yeah, but I don't want this one. I don't use it. Kim used it a lot. I don't like it. I have an air fryer that I like, the New Wave oven. Do you guys remember those? I have one of those, and I like that one. Because I can put an entire frozen chicken in there and cook it in that, and it's amazing. Dreams and visions. I have that fair redheaded skin that burns without being red after 5 minutes in the sun. Oh, see, I've never had that. I mean, this is, you guys, this is my natural hair color. I've grown it out. There, I have not put any kind of color in my hair for over a year and a half. And so this is all grown out. This is my natural hair color. And the what looks like highlights are my gray hair. And thank you, God. That was awesome of you to give me streaks in my hair that looked like actual highlights that I went to the salon and got done, but I did not. Yeah. But I do have a little bit of red to it. We are redheads in my family. But I have not had that issue with my skin up until, I guess it's 2 years now. So when I went to the doctor and they tested me and were like, yes, you tested positive, but it's that summer. So I guess it's been 3 years. So that one summer, the last summer that Kim was here, I started feeling that with my skin. But normally I'll just get red, it'll tan over, and it'll be fine, and it won't sting. This is like 1,000 needles. It's almost like your hand, you know when your like arm or leg or foot, whatever, falls asleep, and then it's right at that, it's waking up, so it's not numb anymore. It doesn't feel like a giant club at the end of your limb, but it's all those, that's what it felt like.
And it hurts so much.
Let's see. KJ says, if you like the content, please hit the like button. Yes, please. Wait, what Anna said? Yeah, fat makes noise when you push us down.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Whoever did the red-haired comment, I have that same problem.
Dreams and vision.
Yeah. So, Curtis and I went to a pool, friend's pool party or something, and my brother at the time had really red hair. His blondness hadn't come in yet, and he got so badly sunburnt, and I get that badly sunburnt too, where I just start blistering and all that.
So your dad was like that in the service. Her dad was. So her dad, for those of you that don't know, her mom and dad and I were stationed in Hawaii together in the Army. So I've known her dad since I was 19 years old. Because that was my first duty station.
I'm surprised he somehow survived Hawaii. The spiders there are
huge.
And
we called him corn-fed because he was super pale with this white blonde hair. And he would burn and then be white again. So we called him corn-fed. That's how he got his nickname.
Yep. And it's super funny because he told me he was walking through the airport one day getting ready to go somewhere, and all he hears is corn-fed. He's like, oh God, no. Turns around and it was one of his commander-chief people.
Everybody called him corn-fed.
Yeah.
Like, it was, even the base commander probably called him corn-fed.
Oh, that was who it was.
Yeah. KJ said, oh, I know on the cats, you should have a sponsor, a spay drive. Might be too late on all of them, though. I think it's probably too late on all of them, but it'll have to happen like as soon as they can be, because we cannot be doing that all summer.
On a good note is if she does have kittens, she knows I ain't going to go back to dad's. I'll be too busy with the babies.
That's it. That's all it takes is 20 cats for you to stay.
Yes.
Hang out all winter.
Yes. I will love them all.
So we are doing a couple of things. that we'll be adding. So you guys keep your eyes peeled for it. For those of you that don't know, I've kind of discussed this on the members page a bit, just because I really like the feedback. The goats are coming into. Oh, you should pour some little sheep's milk and we can taste it, and they can see if we like it or not in those little dessert glasses, because that's cute.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna share yours because if I don't drink it, at least you will.
what was I saying? So I got to start making some money, and I love doing YouTube, and I love doing YouTube because of all of you guys. You're fantastic, but I'm not making hardly any money at it at all. So I do it because I like it. I enjoy it. It's fun. Like I said from the very beginning, it's all about a visual representation of to my grandkids for when they're older of how this all went. And then, when I'm no longer here, they can be like, that's your grandma or your great grandma or whatever. Yeah, that one's good. So I am one of my goals when I did my 5-year goal for the when I first got here. Of course, I haven't really met any of those goals, but at 5 years is when I wanted to start my homestead business of selling things. So goat's milk soap. We're going to be making goat's milk soap. And we'll really be done. I do have some frozen already in the freezer, and I'm going to be making some soap here. I've ordered the stuff to dabble into it. So I'm going to be making very plain, no extras, no anything, just the soap, no fragrance, no colors, no nothing, because I need that for my skin. So I'll be having that stuff for sale. And then also I am switching over to things with no chemicals, or getting rid of as much of the chemicals as I possibly can. So I'll be sewing up some of those no paper towels, cloth towels that you use as paper towels, and selling those. There's just kind of a lot of things. It's the things that I need for myself for this whole lupus RA journey, and then I will be offering them for sale. So I'm working on a website to get that put up, and that I'll be adding that link. So keep your eyes peeled if you guys are interested in that. Swedish dishcloths, that's what they're called, Vicky. I'll ask around to see if anyone needs cats. Thanks, Danielle. Okay, check out. So this little glass, it's not an alcohol glass. It is a dessert glass. I got them from Costco when I bought little tiramisu desserts.
I learned those are terrible. Don't eat them.
And they were awful, so I don't recommend them at all if you're in Costco. But these are glass, and I didn't want to throw them away. But, you guys who know me know that I do not drink. So this is perfect for what it is. So this is from the second time we milked Shirley. Her name is Shirley. And
Shirley.
We have not tasted it. I did have some in my coffee, and I couldn't tell that it was any different than what I normally put in my coffee. So, but I didn't just taste it raw, so we're going to taste it raw. I'll let you know what I think. I'm just going to drink to like here, and then you can drink that much.
Wish me luck.
It is so good. It tastes, so there's no sheepiness to it. It doesn't feel creamier than, and it does not taste like melted vanilla shake, which everybody has said that it tastes like. It literally tastes to me the same as our goat's milk.
I'm so nervous.
It tastes good. You'll like it.
I don't like milk in general.
Remember to swish it. So Victor, the other thing about the sheep's milk is they said that it's even gentler on your stomach than goat's milk. So,
ooh, that might help with Jasper.
Yes. So I do think it will help with the boys. And I also think that it will help with Victor because my son's lactose intolerant also, which doesn't surprise me because I am. So it's really good. I think it's really good. Just do it, girl. Kira, Kira, Kira. Oh, she's going to spit it out. Oh, she's going to throw it up. Put it down the bed. She didn't get to taste it.
Oh, I tasted
it. She didn't like it. She doesn't like milk in general. Even though I want a mini cow. So I desperately would like a mini cow myself.
No, bad dog. Drink it all.
Just let her have it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she. That's the autistic part of her that can't try new things. I know better. That's what we call a mental reaction. Yes. Yeah. So, no, it's really good, and I still, you know how sometimes this is with goat's milk. Sometimes you'll have a little bit of a goaty flavor after you've drank it, and then it's kind of like in the back of your throat. This does not have that either, so that's good. We're probably going to be drinking the sheep's milk, or I guess I am. It'll be in the coffee, those kinds of things, making my ice cream. And all the goat's milk will go to making soap. The one thing about sheep is they don't stay in milk as long as goats do. So until the sheep are no longer producing milk, they'll just dry themselves up. Then we'll go to drink the goat's milk, the amount that we do. It's not a huge amount. KJ says, I'm not a fan of milk either. I can take it in things, but not by itself. No lactose intolerance, just not a fan. Male sheep do not stink. No, you do not have the smelly issue, but they do get very pushy. So I'm not a drink milk just in the glass kind of person either, but that's because it would make me really, really sick. She can't even get it down the back of her throat, but that's, I don't know. I feel like that's a mental thing because this doesn't do that to you. But you've had enough cow's milk that does do that to you. So your body is probably going, absolutely not.
Yeah, I know a part of it is even like, I tried it with goat's milk and I don't know what it is. Like there's one part in milk that tastes the same in every milk. I cannot do it. It tastes so bad and gross. It just makes me sick.
So if you're like that, you won't like it. But if you're not like that, then you will probably like it.
But like if it's in coffee and stuff, oh look, she wants in. I'm totally fine.
Of course she does. You just sat down. It's Brennan. Brennan doesn't usually play the in and out game. But the other cats do. Starting in the morning. They're like, they go out, they go do their thing, they come back. Vicky says it could be a texture thing too.
Oh, that's definitely good.
Texture is a big thing for her. I don't know. I think when it took me a really, really long time to try milk because I had a stepfather that would force me to drink cow's milk and it would make me I would have that reaction actually to cow's milk, but it would hit my stomach and then it would come right back up and I'd throw it up.
Yeah, that's what it just did to me.
And then like my throat would burn and it would just be, my throat would burn all day and I would feel very nauseous and very sick and all of those things. But it's because I'm lactose intolerant. Yeah. But this doesn't. Milk is vicious and feels weird in the mouth. You think so? I don't think it does. I think it's really good. But it took me a long time to not be terrified to drink it because it would make me sick. That being said, I am not one of those people that's just going to get a big old glass of milk. So we would go to Darlin Randy's and they drink milk, like a lot of milk. And so with dinner, they have a big old glass of milk. And it was like so foreign to me because we just sat
like, there and like stare. It's
like, what? No, I'll take water. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then we started making sure we brought our own drinks when we would go over there to eat.
I do know.
Like thick.
Yeah, I do know. I did try when Mom was doing goat milk and stuff and doing the cheese and stuff. I did try to do normal milk too, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just a cow thing.
I couldn't do hers because
milk.
she kept a buck around,
That too.
and so that's gross.
Yeah, but then when I tried her milk back when she was in concrete, I was like, nope.
I agree, KJ. I don't feel like it's common anymore. I don't. But I also kind of think that if they both grew up on where they had, I guess, a dairy animal or something, maybe. So maybe it's that.
Yeah, when they talk, it sounds like that.
Yeah.
They're from that timeline.
Mary asked if you can do milkshakes.
I can do milkshakes. Just can't do straight up milk. So it's like, when we just tried it in that glass, I swallowed it, and I was like, nope.
But I'm wondering because you were earlier when we talked about tasting it, because we waited to taste it for you guys. You were immediately like, absolutely not. And you got all tense and you got all freaked out. And I was like, well, you don't have to, but.
That could be like a bit of a factor, but I know it's hands down. Like,
I mean, it's fine because then I don't have to share my milk with her.
Yeah.
So that's
if it was
cool.
almond milk, I would have been just fine. Because almond milk doesn't taste like whatever that is.
Vicky says, so, and almond milk to me has a wonky flavor in my mouth. And I mean, I have drank it, but I've also found that when we did a week of literally meat and eggs and a very small amount of cheese only for a week. And I lost weight. Like, there was no milk. There was nothing. There were no protein shakes. There was nothing. So I immediately started losing weight. So we know that may possibly be the thing. Yeah. And all of my arthritis pain went away. Not all of it. There was still some. Hey, buddy.
Okay, so here's
there was still some. Hold on, let me finish this thought.
Gotcha.
So there was still some. Shoot, I lost the thought.
Tweaks to even without the milk during the time we were on that week-long no lactose stuff.
Russell spells. Oh, the nuts. So then I had a handful of. I had some cashews. Almost couldn't walk the next day. I had so much joint pain and swelled up. And so then I waited like 3 days and let all of that kind of go away. And I tried almonds and the same thing happened. It wasn't as bad as the cashews, but it did still happen. Hey, buddy. Mary says, I love Brussels sprouts fried in bacon grease. Yummy. Same, girl. Same. That's because we're from the South. Same.
You can't hide the flavor of Brussels
yeah,
sprouts.
the cashews, Anna. I was pretty bummed because I love cashews. Random, but I have an exit off my property and I'm free. The flooding has gone down enough to have one road open. That's awesome. There is nothing like being trapped because if you can go somewhere and you choose not to, it's not a big deal. But when you can't go because of something like that, you're like,
Panic.
There's all these things I need to do. I can't do them because I can't leave the farm. Hey, Mr. Chatty Pants. Why are you so loud?
But she has chatty animals. I have chatty pigs. All of her animals are chatty.
Right, Anna.
Not my cat. My cat's not chatty.
Okay, you had a thing you were going to say.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's also the flavor of milk, because I can drink chocolate milk and strawberry milk just fine.
Yeah.
Because the moment like I said, milk has that common flavor in all of it, no matter what it is. So I wonder if it's that. Because almond milk, I tried it without the vanilla.
So then that's a mental thing, because just because it's gross, it doesn't make you throw up. But you're like, this is really gross. It's going to, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Then it's probably not the texture, it's the flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's something about the texture, too. Because the moment my tongue
frozen.
The moment my tongue rubbed the milk, I was like, nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
I've never heard you say that before. about milk.
That's because I barely ever drink
Yeah.
milk. So.
Well, guys, it's about 6:19, and we've got to go milk
And get sleepy time
a
tea
sheep.
going.
She's starting her sleepy time tea. You should go turn the water on and get it heated up, because if you don't do it now, it's not going to get done.
Bye.
Oh, yep. The dog said bye. I also wanted to say that I don't think videos are going to go out on a specific day. I think it's like once we finish filming, because I'm filming so many at a time, that it's just going to be I filmed it, I edited it, and then it went out. I do find that Sunday videos seem to do a little bit better. So, but I really hate it when I like miss a week and then I have a video. I don't want to wait till Sunday to put it out. So, these ones where I'm really discussing the animals and the meat, what's best for you, la la la, that kind of stuff. Those ones just take a lot of research and not a lot of physical activity, so they can be a little bit more of a filler video is what I'm thinking to us working. Like, we've had so much rain that I have not been able to go outside and saw anything, and I've not wanted to do it inside because we've got everything brought in. They can't get wet for the winter. So once the new carport goes up, then that stuff can go out and I have more room, but also I can use my table saw and all those things to finish cutting and stuff. So that'll be a lot easier to not just kind of sit here for a week trying to get something done, but I can't because it's raining outside. So that's kind of what happened to last week's video. But they may not be consistent on specific days. So if you're not seeing them, go look and make sure that you haven't missed a video, because we will be putting them out. Thanks, Danielle. All of you guys that support me on a regular basis or even not regular basis, I appreciate you so much. It's like you guys are my own little family here that we get to hang out. I appreciate it. But we're going to take off, go milk a sheep before it starts raining, because it is supposed to start raining. So we'll talk to you later. Bye. Boop. Okay.